and go.
You know what? It's online for free. Go to the Current.
Yeah,
COURANTonline.com. Well, there you go. So, all right. Well, I wanted to take care of Donald Trump's reaction to Mr. Comey while he was with the ambassador from
Lithuania, Romania, something
whatever,
or other.
one of those.
Moldavia, who knows?
Yes. Anyways, Derek, let's play Trump's reaction to the Comey speech.
But I wondered if you could tell us in person, sir, why you feel that his testimony vindicated you when it's really boils down to his word against your word. And if you could also tell us, sir, do tapes exist of your conversations with him?
Well, I'll tell you about that maybe sometime in the very near future. But in the meantime, no collusion, no obstruction. He's a leaker. But we want to get back to running our great country. Jobs, trade deficits, we want them to disappear fast. North Korea, big problem. Middle East, a big problem. So that's what I am focused on. That's what I have been focused on. But yesterday showed no collusion, no obstruction. We are doing really well. That was an excuse by the Democrats who lost an election that some people think they shouldn't have lost, because it's almost impossible for the Democrats to lose the Electoral College, as you know. You have to run up the whole East Coast, and you have to win everything as a Republican, and that's just what we did. So it was just an excuse. But we were very, very happy. And frankly, James Comey confirmed a lot of what I said. And some of the things that he said just weren't true. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I like the fact that he used the word frankly, because I get criticized for using the word frankly.
Frankly. Yeah, and you know what? They asked him, would you testify? 100%. Yes,
Yep.
I'll testify.
Of course, there are people who are cringing because when you testify, you don't get just to testify on one thing. You open yourself up to cross-examination.
Right.
So
I don't know that that'll happen, but you know what? If it does, it does.
That's as good as him saying, I swear on my little pinky, you know? That's really, I mean, it's
That's exactly right. Well, so let's move on. If you want to call in, 734-822-1600, we can certainly do that. But let's take a call from Joe and find out who wants to, again, bring up, and I'm glad you do this, Joe, so don't feel bad about calling in. Love having you talk to us about the Michigan Senate race because it is so very important. Joe, welcome to the show.
Absolutely it is, which is why, as I know you know, but for the benefit of the listeners, I created the Facebook group, Thanks a Lot, Debbie, and that is meant sarcastically, so everybody should go join the group. Thanks a lot, Debbie. I created that back on November 9th of last year, the day after the election, because the midterms for 2018 started on November 9th, and we cannot waste time.
Isn't that Thanks a Lot, Debbie, not
another early entry in the race? This is good. A group of Michigan business people, we're pushing at the Mackinac Policy Center, drafting 36-year-old Detroit businessman and Iraq War veteran John E. James to run. James is president of the James Group International, parent company for several chain management and logistics companies. And according to the Daily Caller, he is seriously considering it. And we need to remember the veteran angle has worked well for us lately with Tom Cotton, Joni Ernest, Eric Gritton, and here in Michigan alone, District 1, we got Bergman elected, and for District 1, the whole UP, he would be a great ally with James to turning out the vote there. James being Detroit-based, people need to realize that we don't need to turn Wayne County red. We just need to shade it a little less blue each time to win the state, as the Trump election proved.
Right. Yeah, well,
Trump didn't carry Wayne County by any stretch, but he shaded it a little less blue, and that won Michigan.
Yeah. Well, all I can say is this, and the Michigan Republican Party, in my opinion, is just falling down on the job here because we are running out of time. Anybody who is a nobody needs to get in and needs to get in now. They should be, number one, they should be going to all the farmers, all the county commissions and all the farmers, because it's these Republican farmers that keep voting for Debbie Stabenow because she sits on the ag board or something and she does something for them. Well, all I can say to the farmers in this state, stop voting for Debbie because you're screwing the rest of us.
Where is Ruth Johnson going after the voting irregularities in Wayne County, too? What is the holdup on that?
Because she doesn't want to lose any more votes in Wayne County because she looks like she's being
she's not
racist.
Getting the phony
That's
votes.
What they'll do to us.
She's not getting the phony votes.
Yeah, she's not getting any votes out of Wayne County. But yes, you're exactly right. Well, Joe, if you can get a hold of this guy, tell him to get off his duff. He needs to jump in. There's no more thinking about it. We're past time thinking about it. If somebody wants to jump into this race, they need to jump in now and start getting on radio shows like this, and I'll be happy to help. I will be happy to help anybody who can try and beat Debbie Stabenow. I will even help a Democrat who wants to run against Debbie Stabenow. If there's a moderate Democrat who's not going to fall on Barack Obama's sword, call me. I'll give you some time, too, because you know what? I want to get rid of Debbie Stabenow. She is bad for the country.
There's a PAC that was formed called the National Security and Opportunity Fund that is pushing James. I have reached out to them just recently, so they really haven't had time to get back to me. I hope they will get back to me. But if it's a choice now between Lena Epstein and John James, both business people, I will side with James. It's too early to solidly get behind anybody, of course, because we don't know who all our options are. But if those are our two choices, I vote James at this point.
I just read you putting that on Facebook in response to my saying that Lena.
I was mention your comment exactly.
You know, that's
Lena
right.
will not come on the show. I don't know why
if we reach out to somebody and they don't at least respond and say, at least I'm too busy, the hell with you. That's all I'm going to say. I hate to be rude, but you know what, Republicans? Get off your duff and make a real attempt to get elected in this state, for crying out loud.
I hear that from other people, too.
Yep.
Other shows have reached out. She's unresponsive. She's been unresponsive to me, and I've told her I promote her via the group, but she's just unresponsive. I think the gist seems to be that she thinks she's going to coast on the title Trump Michigan co-chair, which they handed out, like candy to kids, to hundreds of people in the state. It's a meaningless title.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this. When Pete Hoekstra ran last time, and I like Pete Hoekstra, but he didn't even have the guts to debate Debbie Stabenow. If you don't have the guts to debate the Democratic incumbent in this state, you have no business putting your name in the hat. Get out and stop wasting the air in the room and stop wasting our time. Because doggone it, Republicans, get off your duff, find a guy, and fight for the seat. Because you know what? We need another seat for the Republicans in the Senate. We can't keep buying this crap, especially with Mitch McConnell being too cowardly to take us to 51 votes.
Yeah. Yep, that's disgusting.
And we just turned the state red for the first time with Trump since '88. Everybody knows that we need to keep that momentum going. We've got a real chance of winning this seat this time. We cannot squander it. And you are right. I've always agreed, and why I started the group, thanks a lot, Debbie, on November 9th. We have to start immediately.
Yep.
We cannot puss around.
Yep. All right. Well, great call, Joe. Appreciate it, man. Take care.
My friends. Love you guys.
All right. Love you too. Take care. Bye. Okay, so I want to do a quick shout-out to Claves Marina, right? If you're looking for a boat this summer, get out to Claves Marina.
What a wonderful day to boat today.
Yeah, 734-426-4532. They're located in Pinckney, so it's not that far away. It's just west of US 23. Or you can go to clavesmarina.com, Klaves marina.com. Great prices on new boats, great prices on some used boats, and they have a great service, and they're located right on the water. So you can go out, and I think they do stand-up paddle boards and the whole 9 yards. So you can go out and rent or buy or whatever you want to do. Claves Marina, Claves, Klaves marina.com. Okay, how did I get through that? That's a segue and a half, right? Let's take a call from Jimmy in Manchester. Jimmy, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going, Gary?
Out of breath.
I heard
Go ahead.
Jenny on there a week or so ago, and I shout out to Jenny. Hey, don't sugarcoat it. Tell us the way you really feel.
We love Jenny.
I know, that was awesome.
I feel her pain because you know what? Republicans, stand up. We have the House, we have the Senate, we have the presidency, and these gutless morons are squandering, like Joe just said. Even here in the state of Michigan, our Republicans in the last 8 years now have squandered everything.
Yeah.
We've gotten a couple of things through, but we should have been able to get a bunch done. And they're Randy Richeville, totally useless. Rick Snyder, totally useless. Doggone it, folks. We're not going to have a Republican governor because the Republicans are squandering this lead. They really are.
Yeah.
Well, look at the leadership in this state. I mean, Rick Snyder, Brian Calley, Bill Schuette, these are our leaders. I mean, give me a break.
Gutless. Gutless.
They're
They're politicians. They're not leaders.
Or they're
Don't
bought
insult
and
leaders.
paid for by their donors. You know, it's just they want to. Let's get rid of caregivers. You know, the people that grow marijuana for other people, real small. Somebody grows like 12 or 14 plants for 2 or 3 people, and let's get rid of them and give it to these big corporations because the big corporations are able to pay more. That's all. I mean, it's all ridiculous. They're not. It's just absolutely gone. There's no leadership. And I like the part-time legislature because it makes the governor have to do all the work.
Yeah, well, there you go. But if it's Brian Calley as governor, I don't really want him doing all the work anyways because he's another rhino.
That's a publicity stunt on his part. I mean, come on, that's just ridiculous. He's not going to do anything.
Actually, that Lena was on that bandwagon too, which is kind of...
Yeah. All I can say is to those of you who are members of the Republican Party or leaders of the Republican Party, just get off your duff. Do some work. Stop coasting on us because you know what? You burned up the Tea Party street credit. Yeah, you did. All right. Well, thanks for the call, Jimmy. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Take care.
Get to what I was going to talk about.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. We got sidetracked.
What I wanted to talk about was the fact that there's people writing articles of impeachment and what have you in the House right now.
Yeah, idiot Green, Mr.
What this comes down to is the American people have to step up and protect Donald Trump. We are the ones we are the insulation. We are the ones that can do this. And it's not, I think what they're afraid of more than anything else is that Donald Trump has awoken the American people and he respects them enough that they respect him, and we will step up and protect him, and we will understand some of his shortcomings because you can't get everything.
Right.
I'm wondering, should we not just have the articles of impeachment come forward and then have them debunked? They don't stand any legal chance. Then there's no vote. There's no support for it in the House. So, let's just get it over with.
Yeah, let them
what will Maxine Water talk about?
Republicans don't like him either. That's the real
but they're not going to impeach him.
They'd rather have Pence in there because they can deal with him.
Yeah, but
look at it.
Yeah, there's no way the Republicans would slit their own throats.
Yeah.
if any of them, and even that Justin Amash, I'd like to see that piece of garbage get primaried out here in Michigan, folks. Justin Amash, somebody primary that scumbag out. I dislike this never trumping nonsense that he keeps putting out. This guy's a useless bag of whatever. I almost said it.
Yeah.
Have that dump button ready, Derek. I almost went there. All right. Well, thanks for the call, Jimmy. I appreciate it.
Hey, Jim.
You have a good day. And Justin Amash is one of our leaders, remember?
Yeah, I know. Some leader that guy is, right? Okay. Take care, Jimmy. We'll see you.
Yep.
You got to say, he's got a constituency, though.
Yeah, he does. All right. Well, let's take a break, Derek, and a short break. And when we come back, we'll carry on about this other leaker that people are talking about. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
How do you stop a terrorist from waking up tomorrow and shooting everyone in Times Square? That threat is on the president's desk every single morning, and our failure to take it seriously proves how weak we've become. That's what happens when the country is run by political and media cowards who cling to their naive belief that the whole world shares our values. Even when Americans are slaughtered by hate-filled jihadists on our own soil, radical Islam is as evil, violent, and threatening to the future of the world as the Nazis were. It is a tragedy that at a time of such confusion, America is led by people so gutless that instead of identifying the enemy, they distract us with political attacks on the gun rights of the law-abiding. I don't know what motivates politicians, but I know the rule of war. The weak get slaughtered, and we are at war. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
The future's looking better and brighter every day. We're neighbors. brothers and friends who stand beside you all the way, always there when you need us.